again to this series. It's the third series of 6, and we're talking all things understanding Instagram for your business. Okay, now I did have in the original notes that we'll have a look at Twitter and some other platforms too, but I've just jam-packed this so much. We only have an hour together, so we'll fly through and just focus on Instagram, because I'd really love for you to get maximum value and understand this platform for everything that it can give you and your business. Okay, can everyone who has Instagram account for their business, can you give me a show of hands? I think that's probably easier. Abby? Anyone else? Just started, Kylie. Awesome. So you'll get heaps of value from this. Anyone else that has Instagram or where you're at in your journey? Hey, Sarah. Awesome. Look, what I've done a little bit back to basics, but we are going to also explore some advanced strategy, and I'll definitely, I've got my phone hooked up and I've got some examples to show you as well. Okay, so awesome. I think we'll all get a lot of value. That's my name for the newbies, Despina Karatzias, and I'm not going to spend too much time telling you about what I do. We want to focus on what we will cover. So what we're going to look at today, why Instagram. I always love to give you benefits first. Like, why would you consider this as a tool to grow your business and a marketing tool for your digital strategy? We'll look at understanding how Instagram works, how to develop content through your guests. Now, we touched on this from Facebook, but what we really want to look at is user-generated content and how you can best leverage this through Instagram, okay? And, I mean, not only Instagram, developing content through your guests, through your customers, through your clients is a really effective strategy for all of your posts. But when it comes to Instagram, and we'll talk a little bit more about how it works as we progress, but being a visual platform, it gives you an ability to generate user content. And what we really want to drill home, if there's anything that you're going to get out of our time together today, is that it doesn't always have to be you, okay? Defining hashtags, and this is one of the critical and biggest opportunities that we have to explore other user-generated content, not only for our business, but remember, also for the collective of our region, of our area, of our partners, of other complementing businesses. We spoke about, I mean, majority of us here today are for accommodation operators, but also other complementing tours, attractions, restaurants, through a defined hashtag strategy. And I mean, even before that, getting to know how hashtags work. Develop a hashtag strategy, so particularly in that workbook that I've downloaded, and if anyone has any troubles in receiving that, I will send that in the follow-up email as well to get that access that you can, we only have 1 hour, but that will be your homework. Okay, last but not least, I'm big on measuring, okay? So we're putting all of this effort into our Instagram strategy, hashtag strategy, and it is a labor of love, okay? Until we kind of really work out the why, the what, the how, we also want to have a metric associated with it to say, well, okay, remember, it's exactly the same as Facebook or anything that you do online. We always want to be putting into our activity, what is the measurable outcome here? What is the metric that I'm going to assign to this particular platform that I will assess whether it's working, whether it's not, what I'll keep doing, what I'll drop, okay? Because remember, it's all test and measure. We're testing and measuring, keeping what works, dumping what doesn't. Now remember, I am here representing Tourism Tribe and tourismtribe.com. The benefits of joining the Tourism Tribe community is that there are many businesses, it's 24/7 access to marketing resources, you can participate in online training sessions, and it gives you a fantastic opportunity to network and collaborate. So there's always new people that are coming in every session. So I just wanted to draw your attention to the tribe, because that's where a lot of tourism businesses are hanging out. more and more joining each week. So why Instagram? So Instagram is an app. It is an app that needs to be downloaded on your mobile device. So whether it's an iOS, whether you've got an Apple or an Android, there is a free Instagram app that you can download, and it's critical that you start from there. So if you don't have an Instagram account for your business, and I'll show you how to create one, you may even want to just create one for yourself personally, or create a dummy one if you don't want to go down the personal path, just to test it out and see how it works. But again, I've delivered this training, or I've put this training together for you to give you a really good insight to make a strategic decision and a well thought out decision whether it's going to be for you. So it starts with an app. It's really important that you download it, because everything that you do will come through the application. There are ways you can access Instagram through a web browser, but you can only view. You can view, you can like, you can comment, but you cannot upload images. So if you've got this great library of images that you think, oh, this will be fantastic for my Instagram because we've got so many awesome images, it would still, the way it traditionally works as a free service is those images still need to be uploaded from a mobile device. There are other free options that you can use, that you can upload your Instagram images from a desktop. One is Latagram, so Latergrame. Another one is Schedugram, so you might want to write that down. So Schedugram, and that one is a paid service. It's $20 a month, and what I'm hoping to do is show you, if we have a little bit of time, is show you how that works. I've got one of those accounts, and it's been a godsend actually. For $20 a month, it's been really valuable. But anyway, we won't jump the gun just yet. But again, I'll put this in the resources in the follow up with all the links to the recording and the slides, and I'll add those URLs for your Instagram exploration pleasure. Okay, so that's what the app looks like. For any of you that are here as like, I know nothing about Instagram, that's what you're looking for in your app store. So why Instagram? It is super simple to use. People love visual content. I don't know about you, but I would safely assume that when you're scrolling through your Facebook feeds or your Instagram feeds or anything visual, you can understand these stats. The visuals are processed 60,000 times faster than text. And it has been proven, research has proven that even on a social media, particularly, even the likes of Facebook or Instagram, Instagram you have to put a photo. You can't get away from it. But even on Facebook, posts with a graphic associated with it, with a image, have a far higher engagement than just a plain text post. So we want to take that into account and really refrain from just doing, a text post. That's fine for your personal, but for business, we always want, and if I had you in a room together live, it would be like, for one, a call to action of something, a click through, an image, a video, a link to your website, a big one. And remember, we do that regularly. Now with Instagram, and I'll show you more, the call to action is a little bit trickier because you only have one link that you can put, and that is in your bio. You can't actually, it won't activate links in your status update, just as an FYI. Another benefit is that it's made for mobile only. Now, Mr. Mark Zuckerberg purchased Instagram. Now, he is a very young entrepreneur. We all know he owns Facebook. He started Facebook. He's a gazillionaire. But he saw this opportunity for Instagram, that it's going to be the next thing next to Facebook, the Gen Y and how they're processing content. And he purchased Instagram for $1 billion. Now, it is made for mobile only. And remember this little slide that I shared with you a few weeks ago. Mobile devices will be the world's primary connection to. We're already seeing the pendulum swing from desktop to mobile. It's already happening. So this platform certainly encapsulates that, this is where this is how people are staying connected through their mobile devices. So it's another benefit of Instagram. You can track conversation happening about your business through the use of hashtags. Now, I get it a lot. I don't understand hashtags. Okay, so I get a lot of people saying, I don't get it. Do you claim them? Do you do so? I have dedicated a module to hashtag debunking the hashtag and how to make it work for you, not only as a resource tool, but also as a PR tool for your business. And last but not least, connects you to your target market. So just like Facebook, it's something that's highly targeted, and it is also something that now, we've had the luxury with Instagram that it hasn't been really intercepted or taken over by algorithms that determine what will be shown and what's not. Okay, we're still enjoying that. It hasn't quite gotten there to what Facebook advertising has done to Facebook as a platform, that everybody's seeing your posts. With Instagram, it's still, although advertising has been introduced and you can advertise and there are advertising options with Instagram, it's still very an organic tool that you could be rest assured that anyone that's following you, your post will still be shown. Okay, it's not separate. It's not based on bots of how many people have liked it and then they show it like they do Instagram. Okay, so it connects you to your target market. And speaking of target market, and please guys, I can't see your gorgeous faces, so if you have any questions as I'm going through, I've got the questions box open here on my panel to my right, and I really encourage you to just shoot away if there's anything you want me to elaborate on, or if you're really curious for any burning question, just go for it. Now, speaking of target market, particularly in our wonderful country of Australia, we follow Australians follow 6 interests each, including the following main interests. So what we've seen here, this was a study done by Instagram. So in terms of what people are following, look what are in the top 4. Friends is the number 1. Social networks are there primarily to connect with friends and loved ones. But look at the other 2. Photography, great for travel and destination marketing. Travel and food, right up our alley. So when we're talking, when you're deciding on your why and what you should be doing, this is right up our alley as an industry. Hence it's doing so well for the likes of Tourism Australia and other destination marketers. So some more stats about the target markets of who's hanging out here. Over 5 million active users in Australia. So it's not quite the 15 million active users of Facebook, but it's still a significant amount of people hanging out on Instagram. Approximately 21% of Aussies own an account. 70% of these are active every day. Female, so it's female skewed, like most of these, and I think as our industry and the buyer of the predominant buyer per household, what we've found in research suggests anyway, females in the same way represent 60% of all users on Instagram as a whole. People between the ages of 18 and 34 make up around 70% of total users. So when we're talking about, ideal target market, you might have a more mature market, but the 18 to 34 bracket, particularly those of you that are also dabbling, you service also the wedding industry, for example, this will be a good demographic for you. Okay, so how does this work? What I've done here, I went and created a dummy account just to show you step by step. So for those of you that don't have an Instagram account yet, or say someone like Kylie who's just started an Instagram account, but you don't quite know, have I done it right? What am I missing? I'm just going to share with you some strategies around how you should build out your Instagram account and things that you really need to consider, okay? So to start with, step one here, you can log in with your Facebook or sign up with a new username. Now, for those of you that are a part of bigger organizations, I always recommend stay away from your personal Facebook account. Create a new sign up with a generic email and a password should you have to pass that on to the next person. I went and saw a client recently. It was up north it was a Capricorn enterprise business, okay? They were on the southern Great Barrier Reef. Now, this is the owner of the business, thought he didn't have any Instagram at all. Now, when I did some hunting on the hashtags, I saw an Instagram account with 500 followers on there, and nothing had been done on it for about 2 to 3 years. So they had 500 followers. This count kept growing just because people are going and experiencing this product and going and tagging, sharing, hashtagging. And we went and created a new account for this client until we were, wait a second, we can't claim this name because it already exists. And then to find out he just didn't know what the password was. The person that had created it had moved on. Where's he going to find this person now? So I share that with you to be really mindful. And if anything, just as good practice, have like a master document of all of your social media profile, email and logins. Because if there's one thing that has been a nightmare for many clients that I've mentored is that they have no idea who started these or how they have access to. Most of the time we've had to start from scratch. We can't get claim. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think you get the point. So step 2, you're going to need a profile photo. Now we're talking Instagram for business, not Instagram for selfies, okay? So this isn't about for our own personal purpose. And the difference with Instagram is there is no difference between the two. For example, like Facebook pages, you can create business pages, but you need a personal account. Instagram, you just sign up an account, okay? So in this instance, I would recommend you sign up an account for your business, and for your profile photo, I recommend you put your logo, okay? Now there is standard, there would be, it takes you through it in terms of like what format you need to send, but in the instance for myself, I just emailed myself my logo so I could have access to it on my phone, and then I saved it in my photo gallery and uploaded it as a profile photo. Okay, now this is really important here, okay? Now remember, this is a dummy account that I created. Now here, this is the account name that I've chosen, okay? So I did Tourism Excellence. Now, Tourism Excellence was taken, so I ended up putting the little underscore underneath. Now, I don't know, for those of you that might not have an Instagram account yet and you want to go and create one, your name might be taken. Like these names, if they're gone, they're gone. So you to combat that or work around it, you might need to put a little underscore or a dash or something like that to still have your business name. So you can see here it gives us name. It gives us the name is like, this is an indexed account, and I'll tell you one of the mistakes I see a lot of businesses do with this in step 4. But we have name, okay? Name is a description or a description of what you do. That's what I'd like you to use that field for. Your account, so this is your handle. So whatever you choose here, for example, my handle, I only have I use my Instagram as my name. I'm a service provider. I teach and I mentor. So anyone that engages with me is with myself first, okay? So I've chosen Despina Karatzias here. So my handle is at Despina Karatzias. So if you wanted, so that's predominantly what your handle will be here. Whatever you choose in here is going to be your account name and your @ handle. Now, we're not going to touch on Twitter, okay? But should you decide to explore Twitter as well, another recommendation I make is that you choose the same account name that you have here as you do in Twitter. And the reason why I say this is because those two account names work in exactly the same way. So my Instagram is Desi Karatzias. My Twitter is Desi Karatzias. So sometimes when I share my Instagram onto Twitter, it will come up as the same. Don't want that to confuse you. All I want you to take that from that is that have the same name, okay? And you can change this. So if this already exists and if you've already got an Instagram account and you want to change it to your Twitter account, you can come in and amend and change this name, okay? What I was telling you about earlier about the call to action, this is the only place you can put a link, okay? So if you have your book now URL, so you've got your businessname.com or businessname.com.au/book, okay? Take them directly to where you want them to go. So you want to use that there. And then your bio, the most important part of your Instagram account. So that is step 3. Again, any questions, comments, and then you've got private information down the bottom. We won't worry too much about that. So look what I've done here in my bio. So again, like I said, this is just a dummy account I created so I can screenshot the steps. So I ended up changing the name here to I don't know why it's doing that. I've changed the name. I ended up changing it to Insta for Tourism. So I thought that could work as quite a nice little account, okay? So I did Insta for Tourism. So it can be Instagram for Tourism. Now, see what I've done here? I've called it. So up here in the blue, you can see the account. That's the account name. But instead of using the name in the same way, what I see a lot of businesses do is have this and this the same, okay? But what I want you to think about, and when you go and do this, it will make more sense. For example, I could have said Insta for Tourism and done Insta for Tourism here as well. But that wouldn't say who it's from. How I want you to think about this is that, okay, you are, and I'll use Quest, okay? So your Quest Rockingham, and this has a limitation on characters as well, so you'll have to get creative. But say you're Quest Melbourne and you choose Quest Melbourne for your account name. Here in your name, try and take it a next step further to say City Melbourne accommodation, or put in the location of where you are. Or if you're a luxury brand, luxury accommodation in and put where you are. Because what we want to do is that as soon as someone comes to your account and your account, until someone comes to your Instagram account, we need to earn the follow. We want to get them to follow and engage with us. So we want to tell them at a glance exactly what we do. So in this instance, say for me, I've got in here, I've put 3 dot points. But see here, I've also put in a hashtag to say use Instagram for Tourism. And this is basically educating their followers or the users that come into the account to say, for this account, if you want your photo to feature here, use this hashtag. And we'll explain a little bit more about that as we go along. I take it, I'm not hearing from anyone, I take it that we are all good. Yeah? Okay, so we'll keep moving along. Now, Instagram, so here's what a post will look like. So this was in Meetung in Gippsland, Victoria. So this is something that then, once we've created an account, you're encouraged to go and do your first post. This is what I've put down here. This is what it looks like. Now, I just want to deconstruct what this post, okay? So there's the account name. I've just done a first post. I've put in a photo. So this is the status update. So I put boardwalk along the Gippsland Lakes in Meetung. I've tagged the destination. This is something I also encourage you to do as part of your strategy too. You really want to get to know this is the Gippsland Tourism Instagram account. So I really want you guys to do your homework and find out who are all of the, like I mentioned earlier, who is your destination, your regional destination Instagram account, their account names, their hashtags. Tourism Australia, who have their handle is @Australia, and anyone else that complements that you could collaborate with. Then what you see, what I've done down here, this is actually a way that Instagram allows us as businesses or individuals, it actually allows us to further optimize our posts with up to 30 hashtags in the first comment of your post. Okay? Now, if you just went, what the is she talking about? I will give you a real life example of that. Now, in terms of your 30, and I've got that in your workbook too for you to give that some thought and do some further research. What I do, I use an app called Evernote, okay? And I put all of my hashtags in an Evernote notebook. Now, if that's something that doesn't suit you, I encourage you to use your notes in your phone. I think in the Android it's called Memo. In iPhones it's called, it's just notes. So even doing something like your bio, do it in your notes first, because you can use, if you want, if you've got a restaurant or you might be an accommodation property on a winery, you can actually make your bio pop a little more by using the emoticons, the little emojis, okay? Now, you can't really do that straight on the bio from your mobile. So a little tip I have for you is build it out into your notes first and then copy it and paste it. Okay? Is that helpful? Give me some love. I'm not hearing anything back. Is this helpful so far? Thank you for the hand. Any questions? We're all good? Okay. No chats. Great. Thank you, Brett. Thanks for the feedback. Just I need some feedback to know that you're not bored out of your brains or that we're all good. But I got a great from Brett, and that's all I need. So what I encourage you to do as part of your strategy and building out your Instagram. Now, if we were in the real, like I've delivered this training in a 3-hour scenario, face-to-face. Can you ever do, Sarah? Let me, I think I need to just get out of it. Why is it? Sorry, guys, here we go. Oh, okay. Luckily, I'm recording it as a backup. It's just so it's showing me. Can you ever do too many hashtags? Aha, great question. Okay. So, can you ever do too many hashtags? Sarah has just asked. Okay. If this is where I want you to do your hashtags. In your main status, okay, in your main status, I don't want you to do 30 hashtags there. Too many hashtags. I mean, hashtags, you need to use them sparingly. They're like red lipstick. Use sparingly, okay? In your main post, up to 3, 4 if you really need to put an extra one in there. When you fill up your status with too many hashtags, it looks a little bit desperate. That's why I encourage you to build up your hashtag strategy, or the hashtags that are the most popular in your industry, in your destination, in your region. This is what I refer to here, that do your research first and then put them somewhere on your phone or on a file that they're easily accessible. and add your hashtag for that post as a comment, because they give us the ability to add the first comment and give us 30 hashtags. Because once we put 30 hashtags in the comment, that means that particular post will also be indexed. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So all of these now, so I've only used here, inspired by Gippsland, in this particular post that I've showed you here, is the main hashtag for Visit Gippsland, for this particular destination that I've used this photo. But I haven't gone crazy and added all my 30 hashtags in the main post, because it doesn't look nice, and it does come off a bit hashtag hungry, okay? So instead of taking up the status update, I've gone in and copied them in the comment section. So see here, for example, See Australia. That's the main Tourism Australia hashtag. Restaurants Australia. That's another one of the major ones for Tourism Australia. So even though I haven't put it in the comments, I haven't put it in the status update, my photo, my image will still come up in any of these hashtags underneath. Hope that makes sense. Okay? So as an activity, I'd encourage you, even if you have a status, even if you do have a bio, go back with what you know now, go back and fix it and create a call to action. Remember, call to action. Make sure that you've completed it. Make sure that you have gone in and even put a hashtag for your own business, and I'll tell you a little bit more as we progress and we talk about hashtag. So as we fly through, 6 types of content that work really well on Instagram. Now, we've talked a lot about content creation and content curation, okay? So here's some ideas of what really works on Instagram. Be true to your brand. So always be brand conscious, okay? A great, fantastic Instagram account from a small tourism business who happen to be in Gippsland as well, actually. Tamsin's Table. Now, Tamsin, and the reason why I love to share her Instagram account is that she's made a very conscious decision that this is where my people hang out. And she only does Instagram. Okay, she works the Instagram. As you can see, at the time that I had done this, late last year that I took this screenshot, there were 9,300. I'd be really interested to see where she's at now. But she's got a highly engaged audience. She only puts beautiful pictures up there, and she stays very true to her brand. You'll see her Instagram account filters through. When you go see her website, when you go see the type of photos she takes, everything is very true to what she does and how she likes to portray her business. So we always want to be mindful of that. And she's very engaging. So when she puts a status up, she's there also engaging back. And see here, she's not just set and forget. She just doesn't put a post up there and then be one way about it. She will be in there. Look at this. She's talking to her audience. She had actually shared with us, and when I met her for the first time, she had shared that she is booked out for weeks in advance. And when she has a cancellation, all she needs to do is pop it up on her Instagram account. So she is someone that I would implore you to go and kind of suss out the account and see how she does it and model what she does. Okay, share experiences. Now, Tourism Australia, this is the Tourism Australia account, do this really well. Now, I'm going to jump the gun because I'm conscious of time, but we see here they've put in their bio, like I'm encouraging you to do. Hashtag See Australia, hashtag Restaurant Australia, to give us permission to repost. Remember what I told you at the very beginning of our time together today. It does not always have to be you. Tourism Australia have given birth to the whole concept of user-generated content. It's brilliant. Like Jesse Jardine and his small team, they're only a small team of 3 to 4 people. They might be more now. But I know they said, well, we can't go out there. And I mean, think of the expense of like creating their own imagery. So they said, well, why don't we have the real people that should be sharing photos of Australia, the people that are experiencing Australia. So they've said hashtag your photos, and that gives us permission to repost. So if you go into the Tourism Australia account, it is filled with beautiful experiential images that have come from people from all over the world that come and enjoy this great country of ours. And that is what they share. And look at that. I mean, they've got 1.8 million followers. So they're leading they're global leaders in their social media strategy. And I always bring it back to say, in a small business sense, and even when I managed a small business, and hello, even now what I'm doing that I'm working for myself in what I do, I always model these type of strategies to say, well, how can we do this for ourselves, okay? So this is user-generated content. You can see here, they've gone and scoured through their hashtags of hashtag See Australia, say, okay, what is a great image that we can use? And again, go back and check out the slides of how they put it all together in a really well curated post. Okay, personality. So show your personality, show your fun, show a little bit of fun and you. So even if here I've shown, this is a cute little post that I've seen from a destination marketing perspective, but again from you. Now, video is also something that does really well on Instagram because it does on autoplay. But what I want you to note down in your little notebook is that Instagram only has 15-second video. Okay, so if you're going to do, and again, it doesn't have to be you. Go in one of your rooms that has an amazing view. It's 15 seconds. 15 seconds. It just goes like that. So even if it means doing like a bit of a pan shot around of the view, wish you were here. Okay, and that you could also use on other platforms. But Instagram is 15 seconds. Twitter is 30 seconds. Facebook is 42 minutes is the maximum video that you could upload onto Facey. Okay, behind the scenes is great. I've got this as an example from a catering company. It's the same with you guys. I thought this would, this is something great for you too, that you've got, you do functions or events or behind the scenes if you have a restaurant, or the level of care that you take to make sure the finishing touches of your rooms, those little things that you do that no one knows that can be taken for granted. This is a great way for you to show it as a behind the scenes kind of little snippet of what you do. So just for inspire action. So again, I show you these as you could do this in one in particular. They were running a research, but for you, from time to time, it's the same in Instagram as it is in Facebook. From time to time, take the opportunity to promote. In fact, 80-20 rule. We want to also be doing the promotional post. Specifically when we're adding value, sharing content from our visitors, from our guests, from other operators from the region. Remember, it's all not about me, it's about we. And then you have given yourself the right to go and do a promotion. The only difference with Instagram is that you are going to say, click, link in bio. So you might do a promotion of a stay to buy one or something of that nature, or say for example Easter's coming up, you might have an Easter weekend rate to fill the rooms if you're not already booked out. You might want to put something on Instagram, do a little bunny, do something cute and quirky, use Canva. Canva's got a great, it does also have Instagram layouts, okay? But what you're going to say, link to this special in bio. We need to tell people what to do. We need to inspire them to act. Okay? And of course, beautiful imagery. So take the time, like this, especially Instagram, because it's so visual, treat it as your own glossy magazine. So be specific. You are the editor. You are the chief. You are the Rupert Murdoch of your Instagram account, okay? You're the media here. So be selective of what you choose to share. So in the last little while, we're going to talk hashtags, okay? Now, with hashtag, so hashtag is a pound sign. Once upon a time, we used to associate the hashtag with being a number, but now it's totally taken on a whole new meaning. So with the hashtag, this is putting the pound sign in front of a word or a term. Okay, so say for me, if I put or a word. So if I hashtagged my name, I wouldn't do hashtag Desi, then space, then Karatzias. It would just be hashtag Desi Karatzias. Like we saw the example of Tourism Australia. Their hashtag is See Australia. So it's hashtag, it's not pound sign See space Australia. It's hashtag See Australia, all one word, okay? And by doing that, it makes it a searchable link. So here's the example of that. So say Tourism Australia, it's hashtag See Australia, or hashtag Restaurants Australia. Now, today, happy International Women's Day to all the women in the house and to all the lovely women in your lives, to the gentlemen in the house. See now, International Women's Day, this is today. Now, if you need inspiration for something to post today, it's fantastic because, and I had already done this for myself, I'd already done some quotes and some things knowing that International Women's Day is coming up. Now, the first thing I did though is I went and checked what is there hashtags for this year's International Women's Day campaign. And see what they've done here? They've done hashtag IWD 2016 and hashtag Pledge for Parity. That's what they've used in all of their marketing collateral to promote today and this year's International Women's Day campaign. So if I were you and you were wanting to go and say Happy International Women's Day from team insert business name, I would go and use these hashtags in your Instagram post as well, just to get on to something that's really trending today. So today it's really hot because not literally, well, albeit it actually is really hot in my neck of the woods. It's very, it's relevant, it's timely, and that's what people are talking about today. So I would encourage you for anything like this, International Women's Day, what else? I mean, I have Easter coming up, Mother's Day in May. Get in on the popularity of that particular day and use those hashtags that are trending, okay? So for you to get on top of mind. So I wanted to dive in and I just wanted to, being very conscious of the time, what I might do is just run through the content so I don't miss anything. And then I've saved a post from the weekend that I wanted to load up on my account to show you live how I use it as a consumer to engage with a hotel, and how you guys as accommodation providers can leverage consumer content in that way, okay?